Namaste and welcome to Flow and Restore Yoga. My name is Michelle Chua, and for today's practice, focusing on the root chakra, you may want to have two blocks, a blanket, a bolster, and a strap, or any props like those, just so you have more options. Let's begin in any way to sit in which you can personally feel like you've mentally arrived, where you can feel supported from beneath in a balanced way, allowing your spine to be upright and your whole body to be relaxed. And I invite you to take a moment to scan your environment, your immediate environment, and look for what appeals to a sense of calm and safety and security and grounding, which is our theme as we explore ways to balance and even activate energy at your root energy center, located at the base or bottom of your spine and everything below it, like your legs and feet. So our physical asana yoga practice is going to focus quite a bit on that area as we find ways to help our nervous system feel calm and clear, the opposite of the stress response. And you might remember that the root energy center in Sanskrit is called Muladhara Chakra. Mula meaning root or grounding, Adhara meaning support. So root, support. I want to share one of my favorite ways to feel grounded, to feel the other qualities of the root chakra, which is a connection to Mother Earth, feeling that you belong here in this planet, in this household, in this community, all the different circles that you exist in, feeling that your body is of support to you. So feeling a healthy, loving connection with your physical body. So one of the ways that I connect in that area of grounding is through forest bathing. Many of you have been on our forest bathing experiences, in which doesn't really have to do with going into water, even though it says bathing. It's from the Japanese word Shinrin-yoku, which is literally forest bathing, and it's immersing in nature, and you don't have to be in a forest. And the purpose of it is to slow down and pay more attention to subtleties and details like we do when we're meditating, and to really get into our sensory experiences as well as our felt sense, something more subtle and energetic, to help us to remember that we are not separate from nature, that we are nature too. I want to share a few quotes, and one is by John Muir in his writing Mountain Thoughts. And we received this quote on our Yosemite retreat from the naturalist guide who guided us through forest bathing. "The sun shines not on us, but in us. The rivers flow not past, but through us, thrilling, tingling, vibrating every fiber and cell of the substance of our bodies, making them glide and sing. The trees wave and the flowers bloom in our bodies as well as our souls. The essence of forest bathing is becoming fully entwined with nature, rather than simply observing it as a detached spectator." And while it's also beautiful to observe nature, forest bathing also is not the same thing as hiking or exercising in nature. It's really like when we sit for meditation, not having a goal except to be fully present. So we're not trying to get somewhere, we're not trying to achieve something. And then here's another one from a book that I just finished called Your Guide to Forest Bathing, Experience the Healing Power of Nature by Amos Clifford. And he says at the very end, "The trees offer us a bridge to our own wisdom. Their listening does not call forth ideas of greed and exploitation, but of beauty and familial membership." For me, forest bathing leads ever deeper toward embodied knowing, beyond doubts, of my interbeing with the forest, with all beings, and with the family of all the inhabitants of the more than human world. And I love how he uses that, the more than human world. So rather than nature being something to observe or to exploit or to extract resources from, it's a complementary relationship in which we are in partnership with each other. In fact, I invite you now, as you are sitting, to maybe close the eyes and just sense your body breathing. No need to control it. No need to change the way you're breathing. Visualizing the trees in your neighborhood or closest to where you are sitting now, interacting with you, nourishing you with oxygen as you naturally inhale, and you nourishing them back with carbon dioxide as you naturally exhale. Sense how we are interwoven in our existence. We depend on each other. Now I invite you to begin scanning your physical body through your mind's eye, and sensing any way that life is showing itself through aches and pains, through vibration, pulsation, through feelings of openness, stability, all of it. And just like we may walk into a forest and look at the various trees and not have to label them as ugly or beautiful or this is better than that tree, I invite you to bring that same open-mindedness as you're observing the sensations in your body. Sense how you're feeling mentally and emotionally as you're beginning your practice. And how safe and grounded do you feel in your physical body right now? Feel the surface holding your body up. And I invite you to press into that surface as evenly as you can throughout the bottom of your body, allowing a deeper breath into your nose. Vocalizing any sound as you exhale through your mouth. Even deeper inhaling. And even slower exhaling through the mouth again. Try a few more times of emptying the breath through your mouth. Any sound that may want to release. Each inhale slightly deeper. Feeling your interaction with the trees around you. Even if you're sitting in a room surrounded by walls, sense the air that we all share. What is something you feel gratitude for in your life right now? You might consider ways that you are being nourished, especially in meeting your basic needs. Shelter, sustenance, health, security. As you identify your intention for your practice today, are there any areas in your life in which you would like to bring more of those root chakra qualities of security and trust and stability and grounding? Remembering connection and belonging. And then I invite you to think of someone or something that you may like to offer up today's practice to, a way of extending them gratitude or loving kindness. consider sending a blessing of appreciation to our Mother Earth and all the elements of the earth that continuously sustain us, our lives. Opening our practice with 3 chants. Today I invite you to chant the Bija mantra or seed sound for awakening energy flow at your root chakra. That sound is Lam. And as you chant Lam 3 times, you might visualize emanating from the base of your spine and down through your legs and down through your feet, and maybe even down below your feet towards the center of the earth are red roots, strong and stable. So together, let's chant. Let in a deep breath. If you're sitting cross-legged, I invite you to switch the cross of your legs. We're going to sit just a little bit longer as we begin our breathing technique that will bring us into movement. I invite you to place your hands along the left and right walls of your rib cage. Let's start a breathing technique that helps us to ground ourselves in the present moment by listening to a sound, and it helps to calm and focus our minds and bodies while helping us to balance our energy. It's Ujjayi Pranayama, or victorious breath, in which we close the lips and breathe just through the nose, inhaling very slowly and matching the length with the exhale very slowly while you're creating a soft whispering sound by gently constricting or narrowing the back of the throat. So as you listen to that sound, I'm going to be counting 5 as we breathe in, 5 as we breathe out. Without holding your breath, try to create a smooth transition between inhale and exhale. So let's try a few cycles together, a few cycles on your own, and continue it throughout the physical movements. So prepare to begin by emptying this breath. Expanding the side ribs, inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 5. Exhale, 5. Continue counting at least 3 more cycles on your own, and maybe even slower if you can do so comfortably. As you listen to your breathing, invite the qualities of balance, smoothness, gentleness, and steadiness, so that both your mind and body can follow suit. Remember, our breath is a powerful tool for regulating our energy. See if you can keep this slow and steady rhythm going through much of our physical practice, especially the first half, the vinyasa flow. As you listen to your breathing, please start to take one foot onto your lap and interlace the fingers of the opposite hand in between your toes. Really try, you might even have to use the other hand to spread the toes apart. Really try to get your fingers deep into the bottoms of the space between the toes. And then you can hold your foot with the other hand and just start to circle the foot at the ankle. Basically explore any kind of movement that your body might be asking for. flexing the foot where you curl the toes back, pointing the foot, and keep the breath going as you're doing this. So a little vinyasa flow with one foot, spreading the toes. With a thumb that's not interlaced, you could rub into the sole of the foot, give yourself a little reflexology, just rubbing into the inner arch, the outer arch, across the base of the toes. If you can reach the heel of the foot, just waking up all the different muscles, tendons and ligaments in the bottom of your foot especially. The lowest part of our root chakra. All right, as you release, shake out that leg, and let's switch legs. Interlace your fingers deep in between the toes. Really try to get them under there. Spread the toes. You can hold the ankle with the other hand and start to circle the foot in both directions. Deep breaths. Point and flex. Maybe massaging into the inner and outer arch of the foot with a thumb. Anywhere you can reach the sole of that foot. Across the base of the toes, the heel of the foot. Just loosening up so that maybe energy and circulation might flow more freely throughout the bottoms of your feet. All right, from here, release, shake out the leg, and let's come into downward facing dog. Spread your fingers like they are your toes and press the ground away firmly with your hands. Lift your hips high and begin to pedal your feet slowly in place. One inhale to bend one knee, exhale to bend the opposite knee. You can keep marching in place like that, or you could also swivel your hips side to side, bringing the movement into your outer hips as well as your hamstrings and calves. Make sure your neck is hanging freely. Let the shoulders rise back away from the ears. Feel the flow of your breath. Start to walk up to the front of your mat, separating your feet at least hips width apart and parallel to each other. Bend your knees and explore any variation of forward fold that feels unwinding for your spine especially. You could hold opposite elbows, shake and nod the head, sway the spine. You might clasp the hands behind you and stretch the arms forward. Maybe loosen the jaw by fluttering the lips or stretching the tongue out. And then let the arms fall, maybe shimmy out the shoulders, bend the knees a bit more and tilt your weight forward. Let your torso and arms hang free. And within a breath or few, slowly roll your spine upright as if you're stacking one vertebra at a time. When you arrive towards the top, allow a few breaths to inhale, circle your shoulders forward and up. And maybe with a big sigh, exhale the shoulders back and down. High, inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. And then have your arms down by your sides, palms facing forward, and lift your spread toes off the ground. Imagine your fingers are right between your toes and really try to stretch the toes apart. Get as much air between the toes as possible. And as you do that, lift the inner and outer arches of your feet, activating the muscles in your legs. And keeping the inner and outer arches of your feet lifted, press your toes onto the ground and spread them wide like really stable roots of a wisdom tree. As you press down to your toes and heels, shift your weight in different directions, forward and back, side to side, exploring how it feels to lean to one side and the other more, until you can eventually balance your weight out through the four corners of each foot, your big toe mounds, your pinky toes, your inner heels, and your outer heels. And when you've done that, keep lifting the arches of your feet And pressing down more firmly through the four corners of your feet, feel a lift of energy up the base of your spine from the root chakra throughout the 7 main chakras, crown of the head rising. Feel how the belly gently draws in and up, broadening your chest. Relax the shoulders slightly behind you and down, and feel the shoulder girdle stack right above your hips, and your hips stack right above your ankles. Feel that sense of stability in your physical body. Now listen to your breath. Hear the balance in your breath. Now let's start to move through sun salutation C, slowly and mindfully to the breath, offering gratitude to the sun for all the source of energy and life it brings to our planet. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead, roll your shoulders back and down. As you exhale, bow forward towards the earth. Plant your fingertips outside your heels. Inhale, step your left knee behind you to a kneeling lunge and look up. While holding your breath, step into plank pose, legs straight or knees down. As you exhale, first lower knees, then chest, then belly. Inhale, slither forward and soften your shoulders back while you ground the tops of your feet, cobra. Exhale, pressing up, lift your hips back to downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot beside your left thumb and lower your right knee, gazing up. Exhale, step your right foot forward and bow. Root down to the four corners of each foot. Inhale, rise, lifting your heart towards the sun. Exhale as you join your palms at your heart center in gratitude. Second side, inhale, sweep the arms forward, rolling your shoulders back. Exhale, bow forward. Place your fingertips on the earth. Inhale, step your right knee behind you, lifting your heart, look up. Hold your breath while you step to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, then your chest, then your chin. Inhale, slither forward and draw your shoulders back, rooting down to the tops of your feet. Exhale, firming in the belly, lift your hips high and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot beside your right thumb, lower your left knee and look up. Exhale, step your left foot forward and fold. Rooting down through your soles, inhale, rise. Exhale, unite your palms at heart center. Now let's bring the hands to the hips. Imagine that your left and right hips were two ends of a seesaw that you want to maintain balance in. Draw the navel in and up and steady your gaze just a few feet ahead. Listen to the balance in your breath. Shifting your weight into the four corners of just your right foot. Press down firmly with that right foot and bend your left knee in front of you while flexing your left foot. Balance the left hip down to the height of the right. Notice how your balance feels today. Without judgment, just observe. Now either join your hands in prayer at your chest or bring the arms overhead in victory mudra, interlacing the fingers except the index, as you begin to slowly swim through warrior three, tilting your torso forward and straightening the left leg back while balancing the seesaw of your hips. You might bend the right knee to help you straighten the left leg. After several deep breaths, slowly and steadily, step the ball of your left foot all the way back to crescent lunge, where your feet are hips distance apart and parallel to each other. As you arrive there, anchor your tailbone downward by slightly lifting your frontal hip bones while you turn them both to face the front of your room. Let the shoulders relax as you raise the arms up. 2 more deep breaths. On an exhale, turn to your left in warrior two, aligning your right heel to intersect the arch of your left foot, so that as you open your arms, your wrists pretty much stack right above your ankles. Turning your left leg inward slightly from the hip, press the outside edge of your left foot deep into the earth. while bending your right knee directly above your right ankle. Wrap your right outer hip beneath you and firm the top of the left thigh bone back. With arms wide open, relax your shoulders right above your hips, landing your gaze on the space just in front of your right fingertips or inward with eyes closed. Let's listen to 2 more deep breaths in Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, straighten your legs and maybe shorten your stance a couple of inches for triangle. Glide your hips sideways towards your back wall and lengthen your torso sideways towards your front wall, landing the right hand on your right leg or just to the right of it, maybe on a block, where you're not shortening the right side of your torso, but instead you're able to keep lengthening it while spiraling your chest slightly to face the sky. Slide your shoulder blades both down your back ribs. Trikonasana, can you feel the stable support of your legs so much that you could play with lifting a finger or more of your right hand? 1 more full breath here in Trikonasana. Equally root down to both feet and inhale, rise, warrior 2. Keep the right knee bent and flip the right palm to face up. And on your next inhale, side bend towards your rear wall in peaceful warrior. Exhale as you cartwheel your hands to the floor in plank and continue to lower knees, chest, chin, or this time chaturanga, gliding forward and lowering as you graze the elbows towards your ribs. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pausing here, slow down and rebalance your breath. Empty this breath before you walk or lightly jump to the front of your mat, forward fold. Feet apart, parallel. Bring your hands to your hips and point your elbows to the sky. Bend your knees and lead with your chest. Inhale to slowly rise. Feel the balance of the seesaw of your hips as you engage your lower abdomen. Steady your gaze just ahead and listen to the balance in your breath. Shift your weight into the 4 corners of just your left foot as it roots firmly into the ground. Bend your right knee in front of you and flex the foot. Keep balancing your hips and take a moment to observe your overall balance. As you keep the breath fluid, choose to either join your hands in prayer at your heart or interlace the fingers except the index overhead. Begin to swim into warrior 3 slowly, straightening the right leg behind, keeping the hips balanced as you lengthen the torso forward. Feel the stability at your core center. Take your time to eventually step the ball of your right foot to the rear of your mat, separating your feet hips width apart, parallel. Crescent lunge. You might find it helpful to bend your back knee so that you can anchor your tailbone downward while squaring both hips to face forward. As you land your gaze, your drishti on one spot, feel the soft focus of your eyes, just like the gentle steadiness of your breath. A lot of wisdom we can learn as we observe trees, especially trees that have been around for hundreds or thousands of years. Though they're very rooted and stable, they're able to be flexible and move with the wind. So there's not a rigidity. So finding that in our postures, exhale to warrior 2. Align your left heel to intersect the arch of your right foot. And as you open your arms, allow your ankles to land just beneath your wrists. As the right leg from the hip socket rotates inward slightly, root the outer edge of your right foot into the ground while bending your left knee directly above your left heel. Wrap your left outer hip beneath you as you firm the top of your right thigh bone back, relaxing your shoulders right above your hips, inviting a long spine. Steadying your gaze, listen to the quality, the flow of your breath. Pressing down evenly through both feet. Inhale, straighten your legs for triangle, in which you might shorten your stance a couple of inches to help you balance. Glide your hips sideways towards your back wall, lengthen your torso towards your front, lowering the left hand above or below your left knee, or just to the left of your shin, directly under your shoulders. As you continue to wrap the left outer hip under you, tack the crease of your left hip back towards your right outer heel, while lengthening the crown of your head towards your front wall. See if you can spiral your chest slightly to face the sky, while you draw both of your shoulder blades, especially the left, down your back ribs. Now, sense the stability and strength of your legs and core throughout your torso. Play with maybe lifting a finger or more of your left hand, allowing a couple more deep breaths in Trikonasana. Press down evenly through both feet. Inhale through Warrior Two. Keep the left knee bent. Flip the left palm to face up. Next, inhale, side bend to Peaceful Warrior towards your back wall. Ride the exhalation down into your vinyasa or cat-cow. Pausing for 2 deep breaths. Downward facing dog. Now bending your knees, look at your pinky fingers. Visualize landing your feet turned out outside of your hands into a squat, whether you walk or lightly jump, after you've emptied the next breath. So finding your version of Malasana. You could sit on stacked blocks. You could step your heels on top of a folded blanket. Do what works for you, that you can be here for quite a few breaths. You could use your elbows to help splay open your inner thighs as you lift your sternum towards your thumbs. Staying here, or adding a twist in which you could cross one arm in front of the thigh and raise the opposite arm as you turn your chest towards the sky. Maybe wrapping that top arm behind you, maybe clasping the hands into a bind. If you're twisting, give it a few breaths on both sides on your own. Can you sense the weight of your body spreading out through the soles of your feet? Feeling the reciprocal relationship with the earth beneath your feet as you're pressing down, allowing you to rise, even as you're squatting, to lift the spine as you're squatting. Coming back to center, press down to your feet and slowly rise up. Heel toe your feet together in mountain pose. And once again, spread your toes and spread your weight to the 4 corners of each foot. Keep the seesaw of your hips balanced and bend your right knee in front of you, flex the foot. Feel your center, your core center engaged. Notice the balance in your breath. Allow yourself to feel stable in one step of this posture before you go to the next step. The next step would be turning out the right thigh and hugging the sole of the right foot against your inner left ankle, calf, or thigh. Find where you feel stable, and then you could play with advancing into a challenge if you need to. Maybe you play with raising the arms. Maybe you play with looking up. Maybe you play with closing your eyes in tree pose, Vrikshasana. Can you feel how the weight is spread through the bottom of your standing foot and how you're pressing into the ground with intention to rise up? Join your hands in prayer and set your right foot to touch the left. Mountain pose. Imagine you could breathe in loving, supportive energy from the earth through the soles of your feet and allow it to rise all the way up your body, up to your crown. And as you exhale slowly, imagine any heavy energy that you don't need to carry anymore descending out through the soles of your feet, back into the earth, where Mother Earth knows just how to transmute it. Steady your gaze, shift your weight to your right foot, press down to lift up, and then bend the left knee in front, flexing it. Find stability here before exploring the next step of turning out the left thigh and hugging the sole of your left foot into your inner right ankle, calf, or thigh. Once again, balance the seesaw of your hips. Feel stability at your navel center. Notice how you're regulating your energy by regulating your breath. Maybe add some branches. Maybe play with variations in your gaze. Vrikshasana, tree pose. And then gently step your feet on the ground. And once again, imagine breathing in through the soles of your feet. You might imagine the color red rising all the way up throughout your body. And then exhaling anything you don't need to carry, any heavy energy, all the way down and out through the soles of your feet. And from here, I invite you to come down to sit, separating your feet in front of you, hips distance apart, parallel to each other. Let's place 2 blocks off to the side near the back of your mat, as well as a strap. And come on down to very slowly. Engage the core here as we do it. So extend the arms forward, feet down, very slowly lower down onto your back. Imagine lowering 1 vertebra at a time. Notice your breathing. When you eventually land your head, bring your arms really close to your sides and walk your heels back until you could almost touch them with your fingertips. Spread your toes, press down through the 4 corners of each foot and the backs of the shoulders. Take one of your blocks, and as you lift your hips, slide the block wide across the flat part of your lower back, your sacrum. You might start with a block on its lowest height and notice how that feels. And if you want to feel a bit more opening in your hip flexors and your chest, you could either tilt that block to the 2nd or 3rd level height, or you could stack 2 blocks. Once you've set up your blocks to the height you choose, from your shoulders, rotate your palms to face up with the arms really close to your sides. Land the backs of your hands on the floor. Continue to tilt your chin slightly back to open your throat. And come back a few times mentally to breathing in for a slow count of 5, like we did in the beginning. Breathing out for a slow count of 5 and smoothing out the transitions between the breath as you listen to the soft ocean wave sound. And whenever you decide, feel free to let go of counting, but intuitively balance the length of the in and out breaths. Now we're about to lift the legs up, so you might adjust the height of your blocks. You might lower them so that you feel more stable to rest all your weight onto them. And then see if you can reach for a folded blanket nearby, because I'm going to invite you to place it on top of your lower belly and your hip flexors while you lift your legs up for grounding support as we're helping to relieve any tension in our feet, in our legs, even in the pelvis, bringing the blood flow down towards the heart, as well as stimulating the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest. That feeling of safety in our mind bodies. We're going to be here for about 2 minutes more. Make sure that your legs are relaxed. If you have a wall and you can have your legs up against it, you can do that. You can bend the knees. Take your time and gently step 1 foot at a time onto the ground. Remove any blanket that might be on your torso. Remove any blocks from underneath your body to gently lower your pelvis. Once your pelvis is on the ground, bend your right knee into your chest and straighten your left leg on the floor. Slide your pelvis towards the right edge of your mat. We're about to spinal twist. And either step the ball of your right foot into the strap, holding the strap in your left hand only, or catch the outer foot with your left hand if that's easily reachable. Now, to bring a stretch deeper into the IT band at your outer right thigh, sickle your right foot from the ankle, turn the sole of the right foot to face the left wall. Open your right arm wide out to the right, ground the right shoulder, maybe gaze past it. Begin to slowly cross your right leg over your body to your left, breath by breath. directing your right outer hip to slightly tilt forward towards the front of your room or space. Now, as you're twisting, you might see if it's available to bend your left knee, and with your right hand, catch hold of the top of your left foot, bringing it closer to your glute as you reground your right shoulder and continue to tilt your right outer hip forward, thus also stretching the front muscle of your left thigh, your quadricep. On your next exhalation, start to unravel from the twist, sliding your right leg to the floor, bending your left knee in, and scooting your hips closer to the left edge of your mat to switch sides. Step the ball of your left foot into the strap or hold your outer foot with your right hand. If strap, hold the strap in your right hand. Sickle your left foot from the ankle, turn the sole of the foot to face the right wall. Open your left arm wide to the left, ground your left shoulder and be gaze past it. Slowly begin to twist to the right, while tilting your left outer hip forward towards the front of your mat. Maybe explore also bending the right knee, catching hold of the top of your right foot with your left hand, bringing it closer to your glutes while grounding your left shoulder and still tilting your left outer hip forward. And if it's too cumbersome to try to hold that foot, let it go. Use your discernment wisely and how you'll most benefit from this posture. After this exhalation, slowly unwind. Put the strap aside and hug your bent knees into your chest. Feel free to explore any movements, maybe happy baby, circling the thighs for just a few breaths. Maybe straddling the legs straight apart. And whether you turn to one side or rock forward, find the gentlest way to rise to sit. As you're sitting with your legs in front of you, notice if it might be helpful to sit on a folded blanket so that your spine can be more upright and you can relax. Let's come into a half cow face pose. A great one to stretch into the glutes, hamstrings, lower back, relieve sciatic nerve pain. Start by crossing your right thigh as close to the left thigh on top as you can. You might use a strap around the ball of your left foot. Otherwise, you can place your hands on the floor and crawl them forward. As you flex your left foot, also kick it into the strap. Give yourself enough slack if you're holding the strap so you can relax the shoulders down, and then press your two sitting bones down and imagine breathing in through the root chakra all the way up to the crown, lengthening your spine. Exhale, begin to hinge forward towards your left pinky toe. Inhale, root down through the pelvis, lengthen all the way up the spine. Only fold deeper if you can keep your neck and shoulders relaxed. A few more breaths. Press down to your pelvis and breathe in to slowly rise. Release both legs straight and feel free to shake out your legs, point out your toes. Take a moment to unwind from that pose. When you're ready, cross the left thigh over the right as close together as you can. Hug the thighs. If using a strap, place around the ball of your right foot with enough slack to relax the shoulders. Flex your right foot while kicking it forward and then press your sitting bones down. Imagine breathing in from the base of your spine to your crown. Exhale, hinge towards your right pinky toe. Inhale, root down, lengthen forward. Maybe fold a little deeper as you breathe out. Ardha Gomukhasana, half cow face pose. And pressing down to your pelvis, breathe in to slowly rise. Choose your last forward fold, whether it be bound angle pose, bending the knees wide, soles of the feet together as you fold for about 10 breaths, or Paschimottanasana if you want more hamstrings. You could place a strap around the balls of your feet or clasp your big toes as you flex the feet and fold. And take that last forward fold on your own for 10 slow breaths. And when you're ready, press down to your pelvis. Inhale to slowly rise. All right, please find a comfortable way to sit for one more brief pranayama practice. Box breathing, Samavriti pranayama. Sit in a way that you can feel open, whole body and relaxed, alert and grounded. And a mudra, a posturing of the hands to invite grounding energy, is to bring the thumb and first fingers to touch and place the palms face down on your lap. As we're practicing Samavriti pranayama, you might visualize at the base of your spine emanating again that red glowing light with the feelings of stability, connection to your body and the earth, connection to your lineage, right? Roots. This is how we practice. So it's what this breathing technique does. It helps to relax your nervous system, bring awareness to your body and breath in the present moment. It's helpful in moments of stress to calm your mind and body down so you can make clearer and more grounded decisions. So it's done by inhaling for 4 counts, holding the breath while relaxing for 4 counts, exhaling through the nose for 4 counts, and holding the breath while relaxing for 4 counts. That's 1 cycle. Let's try 3 cycles together and 3 cycles on your own before we let go of controlling the breath. And then see how you feel. All right, maybe close the eyes and visualize red at the base of your spine. Empty this breath to prepare. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Second cycle. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Third cycle. Inhale 4. Hold 4. Exhale 4. Hold 4. On your own, try 3 more cycles. At your own pace, when you have finished, come back to natural breathing and observe anything you feel. And when you're ready, begin to lower your body to the ground into your final resting pose. Some options you might include to help to promote grounding is to place a weighted blanket or pillow over your pelvis and lower belly like this. If you don't have an eye pillow, you could use your strap when you close your eyes and just let the gentle weight of the strap also help you to tune deeper inward. So set up in a way that you can allow your body to take up space on the ground, closing your eyes and breathing naturally, letting go of all effort in the body, in the breath, so that your mind can naturally follow suit. You'll be in Shavasana for a few minutes before 10 minutes of guided sitting meditation. Notice how your physical body feels, how it's responding to your yoga practice thus far. And listen to how your body wants to begin waking up. Take it slowly and gently, starting with small movements. Graduate into simple stretches. And ease into turning over onto your right side, resting your head. Lying in this position of safety called the fetal pose. Notice how your energy feels overall by feeling the quality of your breath. As you're ready, press your hands into the earth and find a comfortable way to sit tall, grounded, and relaxed. You might place your hands in the mudra we used for grounding earlier, thumb and index fingers touching, palms face down on your lap. Or you might choose to stack the palms face up on the center of your lap, thumb tips touching, a mudra for focusing. And if it makes sense to you, I invite you to close your eyes. If not, you might gently gaze on the ground ahead with your eyes relaxed. Allow your breath to flow naturally, sensing its inflow and outflow. Also feel the sensations at the bottom of your body where it meets the surfaces below. Feel how your body's weight rests into that physical support. A product of gravity. I often perceive gravity as the embrace of Mother Earth, reminding us that we belong here, as she is pulling us downward towards her heart, the core center of the earth, like a big hug. Can you feel the energetic qualities of an embrace, that sense of belonging, nurturance, support, connection, as you feel the weight of your body resting on the surface below? You might also begin to visualize that from the base of your spine emerges in your realization roots that travel through the center length of your legs, down through your feet, out of the soles of your feet, and rooting down into the surface of the ground, below the surface, through the soil, through the layers of earth, all the way down to the heart, the core center of Mother Earth. You might imagine that these roots allow you to be nourished, to be fed, and like an umbilical cord from the core center of the earth, traveling up through the soles of your feet, your legs, the base of your spine. You might visualize that nourishment as a color red, flowing richly, abundantly with love. As you listen a little closer, listen more attentively, you might hear a pulse vibrating through the veins of the roots, connecting your root, the base of your spine, through your legs and feet, all the way down to the center of Mother Earth. And that pulse vibrates a sound, lum, 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 lum. You might allow it to be heard in your mind, chanting it mentally or out loud to the natural flow of your breath. Lum, lum. Sense how our Mother Earth gives and gives and gives through the air that we breathe, through our daily food that comes from the soil, that comes from the earth, through the water, which is life, that we drink and purify our bodies with. In what ways can we show our Mother Earth gratitude? Notice how you're feeling now mentally and emotionally. I invite you to acknowledge someone or something you would like to offer gratitude to. And revisit your intention for today's root chakra practice. And remember to whom or what you offer this practice. As we close, chanting the Bija mantra Lam, visualizing red glowing at your root chakra and expanding with each of the 3 chants to send the energy of nurturance, grounding, connection to whomever and whatever you would like to visualize receiving it. So let in a deep breath. Lam. 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 And bowing in, honoring the lights within you. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.